Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Fastpitch United podcast, episode number 5. I'm your host, Kaylin Elliott. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I'm so excited about our very special guest, Jeff On. He is the owner of the New York Rise professional team. Jeff, thank you so much for being here today.
Great to be on. Thank you, Kaylin.
Yeah, we're super excited to have you. Jeff, I wanted to get to know you a little bit and talk to you about the New York Rise. What made you want to get into pro softball?
Yeah, no, I've always been a huge sports fan. I watch a lot of college softball. As a father, I was a baseball coach, and I also had a daughter that plays softball, and I just noticed the differences in what the opportunities were available at the youth level. What really hit me was, when I asked my daughter who her favorite players were, she didn't really have anybody at the pro level in softball world to say, hey, I look up to this person or that person. If anything, it was a New York Met, a male baseball player. And, so I started to get her more involved in watching college softball, and college softball is amazing. There's no reason why the notoriety that college softball gets can't be translated into the pro level. But, it is discouraging after 4 years, someone has an amazing career at the college level. If they can't continue. At least I didn't know that they could. So in 2023, I looked into it a bit more. I saw that there were teams forming, and I decided to either complain about it or throw my hand in the ring and say, I think this can happen in New York. I think there's a nice little hub of softball club programs here that's bubbling. And so I see this as an area. It's a need. I think there's a need in the Northeast to have a team at the pro level. So I just said, I'm going to do it. And I think year one was interesting. It was a great learning experience. At the same time, I blinked and it was over. And then looking back, I'm like, there's something here. I think that in year two, it's going to be even better. And I want to build off of year one. So year one being 2024 last season, which I know we played against you as well. But I'm sure when you came into New York and you built the crowd, I mean, it was unique. It was not, it's not something that we've had before. And I'm really excited to try to push the envelope and try to grow this game. With the group that we had so far.
Yeah, I mean, coming in with the vibe, it was incredible because I truly felt like a pro softball player in that environment. Like, the stadium was packed. We signed autographs for like over an hour after the game. It was so cool to have that kind of environment. I felt like I was in college again and I was playing in front of fans who had been supporting me for years when, this was just the first year of the New York Rise. It was pretty incredible. And your team was very good. They came out and, beat us a couple times. They were a very competitive team, a lot of talented players, and really appreciated everything that you were able to do in year one. So I know that year two is going to be really cool just based off of what you guys were able to do last season.
Yeah, the level of competition was amazing. All the games were very close. I mean, you're seeing All-Americans on both sides, and it really is a treat to watch as a fan. The autographs too was amazing. Like, I go to a lot of professional events. I'm not hanging out with the pros right afterwards. We give an opportunity for youth players to come out and get to meet some of the players in a much more intimate level. At first, I didn't want to burn out the players and have them sign autographs afterwards or ask them to do it. But they really wanted to do it. It wasn't like a forced thing. They're like, yeah, we want to connect with the fans. And it was really a great way to get a whole different experience to fans. So it was amazing, just to see it.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of your players, I think, have done a great job of reaching out to the community and being involved in a lot of things in New York. I've seen some camps and some clinics that have been put on by some of your players. And I truly think that you guys did a good job of recruiting not only talented players, but also players who do want to give back and who do care about the community and growing the sport. I mean, was that part of your recruiting process?
100%. Yeah, no, a lot of this was, I wanted players that really wanted to do this. Because we know we're not at the stage where even at the salary levels of like some of these other professional sports. So like, we know that this is a growing sport at this point. We're hoping this grows and becomes much bigger thing. But yeah, it's all about the community outreach and actually wanting to do this and having a bigger purpose to try and integrate well with other, like the other sports do. But it was yeah, it's amazing how they all integrated really well, and the culture was amazing. It wasn't, yeah, it was just good to be around it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I know we got to hang out with some of your girls when we were there, and then also when you guys came to us, and they were great. We really enjoyed being around them, and I think that's something else that's really cool about what we do is being able to also spend time with each other. Like, it's not like, yes, we're playing against each other,
Sure.
and it's a very competitive environment, but we also hung out. Like, we in Chattanooga, like, we all, hung out one night, and it was a lot of fun, and we did the Vibe. We did a Bible study with some of your girls on the team, and so got to spend some time with them there, and it was cool to be a part of, and then also compete, but at the same time be friends outside of it
Yeah,
all,
listen,
and
it's a small community. I feel like everyone has played against each other at some level. I mean, it's a right. I mean,
yeah.
and whether it be college or at a high level youth tournament or whatnot. But I agree, you compete on the field, and right afterwards, we're all in the same boat. We're trying to grow this game in some way or shape, right? So it's
Right.
hopefully you also got a chance to see New York. I know your trip was a bit rushed. You didn't have the extra day to kind of see it, but like that was a big part of what we were trying to do as well. Is say, hey, New York's great. I mean, it's an amazing place. There's so many different things to offer, and get to know each other. But I think we've got some plans for the Vibe this upcoming season, which is gonna be neat.
Sweet. I
Yeah,
know, we had a blast, like, we
yeah,
really did. We got to go to a Mets game, which was super cool. We got to go to the city, which I had never done before. I had been to New York. I played in the ACC, so I went to Syracuse, but, that's kinda like farm
upstate.
country,
Yeah,
and yeah.
very different. Great barbecue up there too. No,
Right, yeah, very, very different. It
yeah,
was still beautiful though, but I was so excited we all got to go to the city and see some sights and take some pictures, and I definitely want to go back someday, and spend a little bit more time kinda sightseeing and doing, the touristy things.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Um, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a blast, and Hofstra, they have a great field. It was beautiful there. They really do a good job of taking care of that stadium, and you guys are gonna be playing there again this year, correct?
That's right. We're actually gonna announce our home schedule today, I believe, on our. But yeah, no, Hofstra's been great. Really a big part of this, and was getting home field with lights and having somebody back us in that area. I mean, this thing doesn't happen without things, without partners like Hofstra University. So they've been tremendous.
Yeah, so cool, and I love that. I love that a university like Hofstra is interested and willing to allow you guys to use the field and help just grow the game as a whole.
Yeah, there and really in New York, there aren't a lot of options. So we only had a few to choose from, but Hofstra I think is the largest and best. I mean, it's Bill Edwards Stadium. It's really just a good vibe. And listen, it's not a 2,000 capacity stadium, but it does feel loud when you pack it. So it was a good experience, this past summer.
No,
Hope to roll it through.
definitely. It was yeah, I mean, it did feel very loud. And, what was cool too is that I know when I was warming up in the bullpen area, it was open up at the top, and so there were some little girls who were standing there, and they were watching me warm
Yeah,
up and, like, waving at me, and I remember I waved back at one of them, and she, like, freaked out. And it was just super cool, like, getting to kinda be that close to the fans, and, like, those little girls feel like, they're watching some of the best players and then getting to interact with them, like you said, afterwards doing the autograph signing. So it was just a really awesome experience altogether. But you just fired a new coach. Can you tell
yes.
me a little bit about that?
Michaela Transu. She is it's great. She's played 4 years at Hofstra, so she's theoretically coming back home. She lives in Binghamton, and she's also currently coaching, assistant coach at Binghamton. So she's a New Yorker, upstate as well as I would say, near the Long Island area. But she also knew the players really well because she also had spent some time at Missouri, and we had 3 players from Missouri last season, and we're gonna have 2 coming back. We'll be announcing all of our returning players in the next 2 weeks here, actually. So exciting stuff there.
Great.
But she was also the Florida Gold Coast League Coach of the Year. She won a championship. Just a terrific person for this role. I met her at the NFCA convention this past December, and I think she seems that fantastic. I she's gonna be a perfect fit for this group. I know last year we had Crash McCray. He's a good friend of mine. He did me a favor to coach a team when we didn't have a team. So it's tremendous what he did. But obviously his son is now in the MLB, and his son Grant plays for the Giants, and I'm excited for Crash. But like Crash did an amazing job last season as well. So it's I'm excited for the coaching staff this coming year. We'll have Tony Murray coming back as well on the pitching side. So
That's great.
yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I loved Coach McCray. He did a he did a great job last year. He was fun to watch too. He was very animated, very passionate about the game,
Oh yeah, I
which is
mean,
refreshing.
it was a trio. I guess last year we also had Lisa Anderson. She had this tremendous resume. She played at Cal. He had like everything you would have experienced. She played some pro. So the trio of coaches was great to bring together, and they didn't know each other coming in, but they all came with different skill sets and contributed to what we had left. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is super, super cool. Well, tell me a little bit about why you guys decided to be a part of Fastpitch United.
Yes. All right. So we are a collection of independent teams. I know there's only two groups of professional teams, right? There's Athletes Unlimited. They have a group of 4 teams. And they're doing a more traditional format, kind of more in line with what we're doing, where they have set teams. And then looks like we have 4 teams, possibly a 15, might be brewing, that's playing, all amongst each other. It's just a group of teams. That said, there's not a lot of teams. There's only 8, possibly 9 professional level teams. Lots of players that really want to play this game, that should be playing this game. I really love the concept of this, this inclusive connection with youth, college, pro. But in addition, there really are a ton of barriers with other teams. Like, we're looking to play. Like, I'd say we're looking to play each other. We're not in a formal league as yet, but I hope this thing grows to become a more formal league. That is one of my hopes, and I'd love to play other teams as well. Just whoever's ready to play will play. It'll be at a high level. But this, and I heard your podcast with Dot Richardson. That was outstanding. I think you go back to, let's say, you want to leverage some of the experiences that have worked, and the touring model worked, right? Where pro teams would go to where the youth are currently. And I know we're doing that this year. That's something different from last year. We're going to be at Top Gun in Kansas City in June, and we're going to see 300 teams, or have an opportunity to play in front of 300 different teams and have those players connect with some of our pro players. We're going to be out in Colorado for the Sparkler. There's close to 1,000 teams, and that's another opportunity to play amongst each other in an area where people want to see pro softball. So there's a bit of this touring model concept that we're going to bring the product to you, but it's also I'd say it's not just a touring model. Obviously, we have a home field, we have our home fans. We're going to try to play a game at Fordham if we can this upcoming season. I guess I let that one out of the bag, but that's fine. But just because it's more convenient, it's just more convenient for the fans upstate or in Westchester than driving all the way through to Long Island. So, Fastpitch United ends up becoming that form where players could also play at tournaments after the core summer season. So we're trying to make this a bit more year round. I know some of the players that we have are coaches or they have other jobs, but it is an opportunity for players to play more year round. And that is a struggle. I mean, someone comes out of college, they're going to see fast pitching and the game speed that they're used to, and they're trained. All right. But once you get out of college and you spend about a year as a teacher or whatever it is, even as a coach, it's hard to maintain that level of training at this level, to be able to perform at this level. And so the idea would be with Fastpitch United, we'd also try to participate in these events, mini tournaments as well outside of the core season. But no, I'm excited about what Fastpitch United is bringing to the table here. It's going to be very exciting. We're calling this a pro series, right? So we're going to try to compete and have the best record amongst the pro teams participating. But it seems like a very inclusive, long-term opportunity to grow this game.
Right. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It's a grassroots effort trying to bring the pros to the youth and make it possible for these fans, these girls, to get to experience the pros and also play in the tournaments that they're playing in. So I think it's going to be really fun to be a part of. And I know at Top Gun, there's also going to be a camp between the Vibe, the Rise, and the Kansas City Diamonds, which is the new team that's coming on this season. Yep, that's going to be super exciting. So anyone that's going to be at that Top Gun tournament, you don't want to miss out on that opportunity where you get to work with the pros and learn from the best, and also maybe get some autographs and some pictures as well. Super cool experience. And then there are going to be other tournaments that the Vibe and the Rise are going to be playing against each other. There's going to be one, I believe, in Clearmont, Florida. And then also you guys are going to be a part of the tournament in the fall at Liberty,
Yes.
where you come down. Yep. And that one's going to be a lot of fun. That one's in October. The Vibe is going to play the Rise. And then both of those teams are also going to play Liberty University, which is super, super cool as well. They're going to be a Liberty camp going on and then also a tournament. So many different opportunities for girls who want to be a part of that. And I love how just on board you guys have been with kind of everything that Ryan and I have been coming up with, trying to grow this thing, trying to create more opportunities. And I love that you guys have really been open to being a part of it.
Yeah, Ryan is, he's an amazing guy. I think he does so much behind the scenes that probably people don't realize. And I'm getting text messages from him all the time about different ideas. And we're like, yeah, that could work. That we should try that. And that could be interesting. Fans might really like it. It just, it works where he is a good sounding board on Tina Floyd as well. And Oklahoma City Spark. But like, that's what it is. We're trying to we're all aligned and trying to grow this game as much as possible. It's gonna be great that the pro game. I really believe it'll be great, and I think we're just at the very, like I said, the grassroots level of it right now.
Right, definitely. It is. It's new. It's exciting. We're at the very, very base. We're hoping that this explodes. I truly do think that it will too. I think that it's a great business model, and I think that people are going to get really excited about it. The Florida Vibe also just came out with a travel ball organization that we're going to be trying to build. I think the Rise might be interested in doing something like that too.
I haven't fully thought through it, but I
Yeah.
am interested, obviously, in helping the youth team as much as possible. So it's another angle of connectivity. Yeah, we got a lot going on, but it's on the list for sure. Take a look at that in detail.
All the things to do. Yeah, the list of many, many things to do. That is so cool, though. Well, thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate you coming on and telling us a little bit about the Rise. We look forward to your schedule coming out and your returning players and new players that are going to be a part this year. If you guys are interested in checking out the Rise, you can check them out on their website. They also have social media. And you don't want to miss out on those camps and those tournaments that are coming up this year. You can look at those and find out where you can be a part of those at fastpitchunited.com. Thank you so much again, Jeff. Thank you guys, and we will see you again soon.
Galen, great to talk to you. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Follow us on social media and visit our website at fastpitchunited.com to check out all of our tournaments and events.